The Mercedes C-Class, well, let's just say C stands for crappy. At least is what I used to think. And in fact, in 2015, it got a facelift from the W204 to the W205, and I bought one. I really like it, and today I'm going to give you an in-depth review. Now, I made a video titled 20-Year-Old Entrepreneur Buys Dream Car, a little bit of a clickbait, just kind of showcasing the car, but I told you I would make a full comprehensive review as I was very curious, and some tutorials just didn't quite cover what I wanted it to cover. Now, my dad has a Mercedes, and he's had a Mercedes most of my life, and he's always drove E-classes, and he's always told me, son, the C stands for crappy. However, when it got the facelift and they started making the A-class, the CLA, the GLA, they kind of they replaced the old C-Class with those cars. Now, the C-Class is like what an E-Class used to be. So today I'm going to give you a review, and the one I bought is I'm a financial guy, right? I have a financial channel, so I did not want to splurge or spend too much money on a car. So I got a 2016. It has like one package, but other than that, it's basically the base model. As you can see, no sunroof, no Burmester sound system. So we're going to basically review this car as bone stock as it can get, aside from a few minor upgrades. So, and I'm going to tell you what options are worth it and what options I don't personally mind. So make sure you stay all the way to the end of the video if you are considering checking one of these out, because I am a massive Mercedes fan and I have a lot of thoughts on this car. Now, I did the intro inside because it's windy, but let's step outside and look at the car. So here it is. I have it in polar white, I believe they call it. I call it cocaine white because it's a little bit funnier. Anyway, we have just these stock, normal halogen headlights. I will say, first gripe, those headlights are awful. Very bad visibility. The running lights, which I will show you here in a second, I'll put some footage over it right now. They are pretty cool. They're not as cool as what I call kind of the Talon marks that the E, the S, and some C classes have. Other than that, I do really like the way this car looks, but at night, functionality-wise, those headlights I would upgrade. That is something that is more important to me. And plus, these run halogen and not the fancier bulbs, so I'm just not a huge fan of it. Moving on to the wheels. Now, there are the premium wheels that look a little bit cooler. However, these are the 17-inch wheels I think look fantastic. And since they are smaller, they provide a better ride comfort, because bigger wheels means harsher ride comfort. So if you're looking for a sports car or whatever, and you don't care about ride comfort, but if you're looking for a luxury sedan, I definitely really like these smaller wheels because they are cheaper, better ride comfort, and they just look really good. Now, moving on to the back, and I'm sure you guys have seen other reviews and you know what this car looks like. Nothing too special on the back. I absolutely love how the rear headlights look when the headlights are on, which I will show you here in a second, or just put some footage over it. Now, one thing I did do to this car, well, I guess I technically didn't do it, but this car came with zero tint, and when I bought it certified pre-owned from my local Mercedes dealership, they went ahead and put on tint for me, so that is not factory. However, the Mercedes dealership did put that on for me. And I do really like these side-mounted turn signals on the rear view mirrors. And when you lock the car, they do fold in, which is really nice. You know, if you live in a busier city, which I do not, obviously, this is a parking lot next to most of the food in my town, so it's just a nice little feature, looks cool, but overall, I really like how this car looks, besides the headlights. I like how the headlights look, the running lights are okay, but the performance and the safety of them, I really don't like. So now let's move on to the inside. I have a 2016, so I have the push start, but they gave me the old key, so you unlock it. Oops. So one thing that's pretty cool is you can use your thumb to lock the car, and if you have the keys in your pocket, you can come up, slip your hand behind, and then it unlocks the car. Open it up. You can't see it because it's daytime, but I replaced this little thing for 20 bucks, both the front seats, but obviously you can't see it because it's daytime. It shines the Mercedes emblem on the ground, which is a nice touch. So let's move inside. Starting with the interior quality, it's pretty good. I really like how it looks. This wood trim that's polished over. Everything you touch over here is either high quality leather, wood, or aluminum, besides the speaker cover. Now, I think these controls are just so nice. 3-way memory seats. I think you've got like 14-way power seats. You can adjust this. Everything is buttoned, and you've got like the leg extenders, which is really nice. And then down here, you have your lumbar support, which is 4-way control. So the qualities right here are super good. The steering wheel Of course, leather wrapped, feels absolutely luxurious. I love it. And let me turn it on. So I've got the push start. Full color, high definition LED screen right there, which is really nice. This one has, well, it's not showing me, but I have about 50,000 miles on it. The gas mileage is awesome. I get about, I don't know, 23 just because I like to drive it in sport. And speaking of sport, you change the dynamic right here and you can actually go Sport Plus, Sport, Individual, so you can customize it, Comfort, or Economy. I've been driving a lot in Sport Plus lately just because it's fun, but I usually like to keep it in Comfort. And then it also has the auto start stop feature, which I did not like before. However, this one is very good. It's very quick and it's fairly quiet. It jerks you a little bit, but it's all right. The screen is something that I would not upgrade. I have the smaller 5.5 inch. I know there's an 8-inch screen, something I don't really care about. It does look cooler, but I do not have the technology package. And this is a particular feature I would not upgrade. Now, something that I love music. And when I first got in this car, I was almost heartbroken. I was like, no, I have made a drastic $30,000 mistake. I do not have the Burmester sound system. However, I was able to make it actually much better by changing the presets. And I think this is literally one of the first things you should do when you sit down in the car. Even if you're not super big into music, it just sounds absolutely awful. So you just go to media down there, then oops, scroll over sound, and it's gonna bring up the equalizer. And these are the settings I have. Now, I've heard people preview the music. Maybe we could do that real quick. Stock. This will get you a much better sound. However, it is not the Burmester sound system. It doesn't sound as good, but this will put you back to a pretty good sound. The factory sound, the way they have it, it's one of the worst sound systems I've ever heard. However, doing that will give you bass. It doesn't have a subwoofer. It just has little subs in the speakers, but it sounds good enough. Someone who really cares about sound systems, I was like, you know, surely it's Mercedes, it'll be good enough. Turns out it was once you change it. Now moving on to the center. So long story short, I wish I would have upgraded. However, it is good enough. And your ears adjust, which I didn't like hearing. If it's like, I don't want my ears to adjust a crappy sound, it works. But, you know, depending on how expensive the price difference is and the car you're looking at, you don't absolutely need it. Moving down, this is very high quality. Nice touch, aluminum touch clock. Now, I mean, it's pretty good. Sometimes you can hear some cracks every once in a while, but just the aluminum is so nice. The wood is such a nice finish. Not a huge fan of the blank switches, but what are you gonna do? At this price point, they're not gonna make something custom just for the C-Class. And here are the cup holders. So mine came with a coin slot holder right in here. And this was the first thing I did. I got this for $55 on Amazon. Basically, it's a unit. The cigarette lighter's behind here. You pull the coin slot out and you slide that in, and it's a wireless charger. And it's a fast charger. So you've got Type-C right here and the normal USB and then the wireless charger. So that is a major plus. I absolutely love that feature. And I also added these floor mats that actually look like they're supposed to be in here. They're like a wood grain. I just got these for like 50 bucks at Walmart, front and back. And then of course the nice aluminum right here. So the interior is very nice. I've been in an S-Class. I've been in a $150,000 S-Class. I would call this a miniature S-Class. The ride comfort is fantastic. Absolutely love this car. The quality is not quite up to the standards of the S-Class, but it is a quality car. Major step up from the 2014 C-Class. And then of course the seats are very nice. I have no sunroof. The sunroof, obviously, it's just like an extra thing. I regret not having the sunroof. I think it just looks so cool. I personally really like how it just looks and lets in light and makes it lighter. And here I got the light interior. I just, you know, I'm moving to Florida in a couple of years. I just really wish I got the sunroof. That's probably the least important feature out of all of these and the one that you should care about the least, but I just like how it looks. And it actually makes the outside of the car look cooler because your roof is black. But if someone says, hey, you didn't get the sunroof, just say, oh, I got the slick top. You know, that's what sports cars use, because technically if you don't have a sunroof, it helps performance because the sunroof is heavy. It makes the car more top heavy, right? You get rid of that, it's lighter, and then the center of gravity is much lower. So it's technically a benefit for performance, but this is not a performing car. Let's be honest. It handles all right. The 4-cylinder turbos is quick enough. Let's say that. You're not going to win any races, but it's quick, and it's fun. It's a very fun car to drive if you do want to go fast. Now, the back seat has pretty good legroom. I am 6'1". I drive very comfortably. I sit back with, just drive like this, and I can sit comfortably back there. I've got my camera bag and AR-15 and a bunch of junk back there and tripods, but trust me, it's a very comfortable space. So I think that's all of the major features and things that I wanted to cover in the review. I love this car. It is a good buy. Upgrade the headlights if it's the one thing you do. The Burmester sound system is so good. Upgrade the sound system, upgrade the headlights, and other than that, the screen, the sunroof, everything else, you don't really need it. And when I like to buy cars, I like to get what I want and not get anything extra because I don't want to pay more, right? These things depreciate like used socks and dirty mattresses. So anyway, guys, that is my review of my 2016 Mercedes C300 with 50,000 miles. I've owned it for about 2 weeks, but I have lots of experience with Mercedes. I've been in a lot. I've bought multiple. Well, I haven't bought multiple, but I go with my dad every time he buys a Mercedes. The past 5 times he's bought them. Because I know more about Mercedes than he does, and I'm very passionate. So I'm very fortunate to be able to get this car at 20 years old. Thank you guys so much. If you would like to learn about how I got this car at 20 years old, I have a finance channel, this one right here, because I assume a lot of people are coming from other places of the internet, not from the e-commerce community. So hit that subscribe button if you would like to learn how I make passive income at 20 years old. No, it's not a get rich quick scheme, so you gotta watch videos and be patient. So anyway, thank you guys for hanging out. Hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video.